So, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Charlie, um, and I am the actor in Dazzling, which is a one-woman show.
Amazing, thank you. And so my questions are a bit different to like the normal interview questions. So, would you be able to tell us two truths and one lie about yourself?
Oh, okay. Um, well, let's see. I I was born in London. I once befriended a person trying to rob from my house, and I studied for 3 years at Cambridge University.
Perfect, thank you. Would you be able to describe your show in 23 words?
Oh, 23. Okay. Let's think. Um, a story of queer passion that turns to madness, um, love with all its negatives and positives. How many am I at now? 11?
I
I
don't
think
know. I wasn't
I
counting.
think I'm at 11, I think. Um um dark humor, lots of fun. Um how many is that? 15. Um comedy with lots of tragedy, lots of fun. There you go. I
That's that's
think that's
brilliant. Thank
23.
you. I wasn't counting. I was just uh, sort of listening. So what are your plans to get more ticket sales when you're in Edinburgh?
I think there's going to be a lot of classic flyering. Got to go out and meet everyone. Um, but I think genuinely it will just be introducing ourselves. We're a very personable cast. We're super small prod team. It's just going to be us trying to sell ourselves as much as it is selling the show because it's such a heartfelt production that I mean, pretty much if you get to know us, you get to know what the show's all about.
That's amazing. Thank you. So when you're away from home, what will you miss the most?
Um, I'm missing my cat. Yeah, I've got a little cat. He's called Simba. He's super fluffy, and I always cuddle him. So I'm gonna miss him. He'll be a good. He's always a good anxiety leveler. So that'll be a bit hard for me.
That's amazing. Thank you. So aside when you're performing your show, what are you looking forward to doing the most in Edinburgh?
I think I've been to Edinburgh Fringe before, and when you get to see the street performers, absolutely amazing. Um, so by far my favorite thing is literally just wandering around, finding a good coffee shop, getting myself, I guess, an iron brew. Is that the? I guess that's the drink of
Think
choice
so.
there. Get myself an iron brew then, and going and watch something just on the street because those are where often the best shows are.
Fabulous. If you were going to take over programming for a venue, what would be your lineup?
Ooh, what would be my lineup? That's such a good question. I don't know. I think you've got to have a good mix of comedy and something a bit more serious because I think you want something really punchy. You want to have something on that's really fun and will get people going. But I also think you want a little bit of a darker side as well. So I think you need a good mix of that. And I always love a good compare. I think you need a really good compare. One of the best shows I've ever seen had a brilliant drag compare, and she was absolutely amazing. Got everyone going, and just having that nice blend of like a little bit of fun, a little bit of tragedy. Let's go. That's what I want.
Amazing. Why should audiences pick your show over any other show?
Obviously I'm biased. I think Dazzling is amazing. It's one of the best shows I've been in. It's something really personal. Our writer Holly is phenomenal and has, for someone so young, an amazing way of writing about human feeling. And I guess that's what Dazzling is all about. It's all about humans and things that go wrong and passion and how it can go madly wrong. It's not just about one thing. It's about kind of I guess modernity really. It's a queer woman's telling of her life and her experience with mental health issues, with addiction. And it's also a bit of fun. Um, there's loads of comedy in there. I mean, I get to play something like 4 or 5 characters, so you get loads of fun people in there. It's not just our lead. You've also got her mum, who's really overbearing, and the best friend that wants to stand by her side, and the really irritating boss. So there's loads to go on here. It's just an amazing play, and I've had so much fun creating it. And part of that is coming to, showing it at the end is going to be really fun.
That sounds amazing. You said earlier that you've been to the Fringe before.
Yes.
What would you say your top tips are surviving the Fringe?
Oh, that's a good one. You need to sleep. You need to sleep. I know there's so much exciting stuff going on. You need to sleep, otherwise it's going to go horribly wrong. So that's number one. I think number two is always take a leap of faith. If you think, someone's raved about this massive show, great, that could be exactly what you want. But if you also see something in the program and you go, oh, that's a little bit weird, don't know what's going on there, try it. Why not? It's exactly what Fringe is for. There's so many amazing people out here who want to show off their work, and maybe that Harry Potter improv is exactly what you want on that day. And thirdly, talk to people, because the people are what makes the Fringe. It's not just, if you go down to the pub, you're going to find so many amazing actors, producers, directors, and just talking to them and learning what their show is all about or what their process is all about will teach you just as much as going to watch something. So, yeah.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, it just seems a very community focused
Yeah,
sort
for
of
sure.
time.
For sure.
What's your favorite Fringe memory?
Oh, okay. I think it's got to be the first time I ever performed in Fringe, and you're so nervous beforehand. You don't get a lot of time to set up at Fringe, so it's all about speed. And we'd just gone through the show. It'd gone really, really well, and at the end, we kind of all lit up, and we could actually finally see the audience, and they gave us such a warm welcome to Fringe, and just that breath after you finish the show and gone, oh, okay, we did it, we've made it. And we gave a bow, and we all waited at the door, and everyone gave us compliments as we went out. And it's one of the nicest things I think I found about Fringe, and how completely different it was to some of the other experiences I've had in theatre, where the audience were just so happy to have been there, that they wanted to genuinely come up and have a chat with us. So that's definitely, yeah, definitely my favorite memory.
That's great. What so with your show
Yeah.
has it changed that much like since you first like started rehearsal?
Yeah, it has a lot actually. With any one woman show, it is kind of insane. You obviously have the first read through, which was just me monologuing for quite a while. And from that, we kind of got a sense that it was going to be a real team effort, in that I was going to put my own twist on certain aspects of the writing. The director had different ideas. Um, we had to cut it down for Fringe, so that has changed it significantly. We had to figure out what we wanted to really show off and what maybe we didn't need so much. Um, and I've always been a bit of a hyperactive person. So one of the things I told the writer, I was like, are you okay with me? I'm going to jump on objects. I'm going to, we have a lot of fake wine on set. So a lot of the wine goes everywhere on top of me or into the audience and that sort of stuff. And I was like, are you okay with me doing that? And she was just like, yeah, let's go. Let's do exactly what you feel is right for you. And then if it needs to change, it needs to change. So we've had a lot of time to work on the characters and how my own personality comes through those characters and how the director's personality comes through. So on a sort of practical level, time wise, it's changed a lot, but also it's developed into something a lot more human, I think.
That sounds great. So, what show are you excited to see apart from your own when you're it?
Oh, I I absolutely love going to see a Showstoppers, the improv musical. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant every time. They always make me laugh. So I'm always excited to see one of those. Um, and I am also really excited to see my friends in their new musical, which is called Palindrome. And I know they've been working super hard on it, and I can't wait to go and watch them. I'm not a musical person myself. I can't sing. So that's not going to go very well for me. So seeing all that work that they put in, I'm really excited for. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about Showstoppers, and I know a couple, and I know like the directors also are part of the Mischief Works, which also
Yeah.
stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're brilliant shows if you ever get the chance to watch them. One of the ones I saw, they just started talking about Spice Girls, and then Spice Girls sort of became their religion. It was completely insane, but it was so funny. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Have you ever seen Mischief Movie Night? I know they were at the French last year.
I know I haven't seen them. I'd love to. Their work is so good.
It, I saw the play that goes wrong at the beginning of the year, and it was so funny. I've seen it the
Yeah,
second time I've seen it as well, and it was still as funny as the first.
yeah. I really do want to go and see that. I've seen their TV show, which is still hilarious, and like I'm genuinely impressed that they've been able to tailor it so well to different situations. Like props to them, because that's a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, I know they're currently on Broadway doing Peter Pan Goes Wrong, which I've not
Yeah.
yet seen. It
Oh,
does sound
yeah. I think that would be so good. But oh, yeah, no, definitely their work is amazing.
this is a bit of a unusual question, this next one. So if the world was like going to end, what would the last show be?
Last show be. Oh, I think we'd want it to be something really profound, and I don't think it would be. I think you'd want it to be something really clever, something about humanity's impact on the world, something like that. But in reality, it would probably be something random talking about cats. Do you know what? I think the most accurate way I would talk about is probably um the Life of a Jellicle production, which is the most insane thing I've ever seen. And it's this guy talking about how Cats, the movie Cats, has impacted his life. I think it would be that.
So, this next question, what would be your all-time favorite piece of theatre that you'd like to perform in, either on the West End or Broadway?
That I could perform in myself.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, that's a good question. I think I would absolutely. So I'd either love to play. No, I do not. I'd want to be in Medea. I'd love to play Medea, um, because she's absolutely nuts, and I love feminine rage kind of characters. I think they're so fun to play, and there's so many different ways you could go with Medea. Um, I think she's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, definitely her.
Perfect. And what would be your sort of gender swapped character that you'd like to play,
Ooh.
like not define like gender norms?
hmm Um, I think it would have to be a Shakespeare because I think Shakespearean men are often super fun. Um, so I think one of the best roles in Shakespeare is probably Iago. I think Iago is, again, I'm picking very insane characters, but it's because you can do a lot with them. So I reckon Iago, without any barriers for me, that would be so much fun because he has some brilliantly horrible monologues and um something you can really get your teeth into. So yeah.
Perfect. So, what were just trying to think of a way to who is so if you were going to work with a writer
hmm
that's sort of well known in this current day and age,
hmm
who would you like to work with?
Ooh. Um, I think I think because of our work on Dazzling, I would want to work with Phoebe Waller-Bridge because I can I haven't appreciated how difficult a one-woman show is, not just to write, but to act until I've done this show. And I think she's done a brilliant, brilliant job of putting comedy and tragedy and life into her works. And so it's not just, Fleabag and stuff like that, but she also wrote the first season of Killing Eve and stuff like that. So she has this amazing variety that she does, and it's always very centered around the female experience and stuff like that. So I think I'd love to work with her just to appreciate how much stuff goes into her work and how much she's um changed the way we view kind of writing and female sexuality. And yeah, I just think she's absolutely brilliant. So yeah.
Amazing. What would be your like dream venue to play at, either in the West
Ooh,
End or on Broadway?
dream venue. Um, Actually, it's somewhere very new, and it's only because I've been there very recently. The Soho Place is phenomenal space, and I mean, I love having the audience all around. I think that's a super fun way to act. It completely changes the way you work. But it's a beautiful little theatre and has an amazing set with loads of entrances, and yeah, definitely there. Definitely.
And what sort of thing? What what sort? What do you think of immersive theatre?
I really enjoy it. I think it's so hard to get right. I think it's one of those things where you really can't predict. It's, I mean, it's the beauty of theatre anyway, is you can't predict what anyone else is going to do on stage, but then bringing other people into it really does make it difficult, but super fun at the same time. So it's um it's a real challenge, I think, is the way to put it.
Yeah, it definitely for me seems intriguing because I've never
Mm.
sort of had that experience, and it sort of
Yeah,
it does make me a bit not nervous, sort of apprehensive about the experience,
yeah,
but
it
not in a
does. I
bad
think,
way.
yeah, yeah. I think it's hard for both audience and actor because you really don't know what the other one is going to do. Um, and that kind of two-way apprehension can really work in your favor because, I mean, people tend to be a lot funnier when they're put on the spot, and things like that. So you do get those like quick, rapid responses, but it's nerve-wracking. It's definitely a nerve-wracking thing to do.
And with the improvisation,
Mhm.
if you could choose to work with any of the improvisers or like Mischief or the Showstoppers,
Mhm.
who what like who would you want to work with?
Um, Definitely someone like Mischief Productions. I just think they're great work, as we've said. Like they have an insane time. I'm not sure I have the vocal capacity for Showstoppers, so I'm gonna leave that to them. um, but yeah, definitely someone like Mischief. I think they are really a great example of teamwork and how they're so in tune with one another that I just believe that they've rehearsed this 1,000 times. And I think having that sort of repertoire with your company is so, so important and so impressive when it comes to improv. So that's definitely something I admire about them.
Yeah, and I think they're like really good friends as well. So
Yeah.
that probably
Yeah. And you get that kind of like telepathic thing with your friends sometimes. You can
yeah
just know exactly what they're thinking.
yeah
Which is, yeah, I just think they'd be such a fun group of people to work with.
definitely. I'm just trying to think of another question. So I always ask my guests who I've had on
Mm,
what their question is for the next person. I took this from Diary of a CEO podcast. So,
okay.
what would be your next question for my next guest?
Ooh, my question would be, um, my question would be, what would you say to my friend who has no idea about theatre, no idea about acting, no idea about directing, to get her to come and see your show?
That's perfect. And what I'll sort of spin the question back to you.
Yeah.
What so like I'm a massive musical fan. What show would you recommend for people to go and see, like in London or something?
For musicals or
Either.
either. What would I recommend? Um, Trying to think what I've seen recently. And I think partly when you're trying to see something, know the venue because the venue does really make a difference sometimes. Like Soho Place, for example, is amazing just because of the way that you're really absorbed in the theatre. Um, I recently went to see A Little Life, and that was phenomenal, and the staging was great. The theatre was so weird, and I hadn't really thought about how much that would impact me because they had people on the same level as the stage and people right up top. Um, but I'd say if you're just looking for something fun, what would I say? Mm, I always really enjoy as a good musical that's always made me just laugh and cry and love life is Heathers the musical. I think that's brilliant production. I think it's done well. Um, I think they pick amazing actors for it. Um, so that's for my musical fans for sure.
I've still not seen Heathers yet. I
I've
need to
seen
go
it
and see it.
twice. Brilliant, brilliant show.
It's on my I've got a list in my phone of shows I need to see
Yeah.
because
What else
like
is
they're
on
not
your list?
Phantom.
Yeah, good show.
Um, what else is there? No, you put me on the spot.
I'm sorry, I swapped it round.
uh, I haven't seen Six either, or
That's good.
Hamilton.
Hamilton is brilliant. Hamilton is brilliant. I really want to go and see Book of Mormon. That's really high up on my list at the minute. And um what else haven't I seen? Uh
I,
there's a lot.
I've literally got lists on my computer of shows I haven't seen.
I really want to see
Um,
the new Brokeback Mountain actually,
yeah,
which is featuring music, I think, which I think should be amazing. But I'd be really intrigued about it.
yeah, that's at the Soho place, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, because I saw Medea there and I was like, oh, okay, complete turnabout with, doing Brokeback Mountain after that. But that could be really interesting.
What is your all-time favorite sort of show, would you say?
Oh, such a good question. My all-time favorite show. The one I will go back to see again and again and again is Antony and Cleopatra, Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, for sure. And it's not the most popular one, but I love it. I've seen two brilliant productions of it. One which was with Sophie Okonedo and Ralph Fiennes, amazing. Both of them together, insane. Just the chemistry was like unmatched, and the costumes and staging at the National Theatre for that was phenomenal. So yeah, that's the one that pretty much I'll watch any production of. You'll get me there.
I feel like I'm sort of I feel the same way about Les Mis. I've already
Mm,
seen it twice, and then I think I saw it on BGT, and I was like, I want to see that again.
yeah, Les Mis is amazing. It's just it never gets old. It never gets old.
No, that and Phantom, and maybe Wicked, and maybe a couple of others. I think
Yeah.
will run for a long time.
Mm. No, definitely. Because I went to see Phantom and I'm not the biggest fan of the music. And just seeing it, I was like, right, well, now I need to listen to it for days because now I'm obsessed. Like it was so good. Um, and just the voice that the lead has to have is just insane. Um, yeah, props to anyone that can sing like that.
I I definitely think Phantom's my favourite Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
Mm. Yeah, I find Andrew Lloyd Webber hit and miss, definitely. Phantom I really enjoy, but things like Cats I can't get behind.
I'm not even going to go into him because that's a whole
That's a whole different podcast.
literally yeah I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. I prefer other
Mm,
writers.
yeah, yeah,
So we're starting to run out of time now.
yeah.
So I would like to wish you the best of luck in Edinburgh.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on. It's been great having
That's
a chat.
okay. This will go up at some point in the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
When I
Cool.
have time. I'm literally going to have a bite to eat now. Then I've got to go to work, so I'll probably edit it at the weekend or something.
Cool. No worries. Well, good luck editing it then. I hope you
No,
find time for yourself as well.
no, that's okay. I just want to say thank you for your time speaking with me, and I hope you have a great time. Good luck with selling tickets.
Thank you. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it goes well.
And let me know how it goes. And if you
Will
want
do.
another chat after about your experiences,
Yeah, that'd be
let me
great.
know.
And I won't mention Andrew Lloyd Webber, probably. Cool. Amazing. It was lovely meeting you.
Angie,
See you around.
see you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.